Hello, I'm Corey Rook, and for today we're going to go ahead and check out my mechanic that I put into the project for the Milestone 1. So we're here in Perforce, and we got the builds folder open, and we got Game Haven. I'm just going to go ahead and hit latest. You can see this is the latest revision. I'm going to go ahead and get it. This is a zip file, so I'm going to have to extract it. And for the extraction, I'll just put it to my desktop and extract. Once it's done with this process, I will go ahead and open it up and run through the game. There we go. This is Windows on my desktop, and there's the rapid prototype. So once it opens, you got the team name, Game Haven, and we got the main menu. What we did as a team, we just put in level select. We had an IPM levels, and as you can see, we have all the team names here for all their individual IPM levels. So I'll go ahead and click on mine, and it's called blocking IPM. So the mechanic that I implemented into this game was a blocking mechanic. So for the game vision, we already had an idea of we had the design pillar for combat, and we already had a melee combat in there, but the way the melee was working was basically you just had to keep spamming the melee button and hopefully kill the enemy before they killed you. So we decided to put in a blocking mechanic so that you can kind of time out the combat a little bit and be able to block and negate damage versus taking or giving damage. And that was one of the things, right? So we wanted to improve on the design pillar as well as give the player some agencies and a little bit of choices, right? So they can go in and they can choose to block or defend to get rid of damage. So yeah, the player can go in there and they can just do what they did originally and just continue to attack, or they can actually block and negate damage. So clarity and learnability. As you can see, I have a introductory level sign right here, and it's pretty simple, right? It's just push left mouse button to attack and right mouse button to block. Pretty easy to understand for the player. So for rewards and punishment, I kind of talked about it a little bit before, but the punishment for this mechanic is if you don't block, you're going to be taking damage from the enemy. If you do block, you will basically negate any damage that the enemy does to you while you're blocking. So that's a good reward and punishment system. For feedback, we have this stamina bar up here on the top that will kind of show while you're attacking, the stamina bar will go down. And also for feedback, while you block, you can see that the character does an animation as well as pull up a shield in front of them. And also there's a sound effect that shows when you're blocking. So with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and roll into the IPM section. So as you can see, this is the introduction level. So as you go in, there's only one enemy here. It kind of lets the player practice on them a little bit. So as you attack, the actual enemy can block, and you can block as well. But if you don't block, well, never mind. The enemy died. But let's go to the next, which is the practice level. So as you see, if you don't block the character, the player does take damage. So it's incentive to kind of fight through, and the enemy will randomly go between a block state and an attack state. Right now he seems to really want to go into block, but there we go. You can see you can take damage to the enemy and also block, and try to make the whole goal is to try to make your way through this whole section. So practicing, there's now 2 enemies and you gotta make it through both of them. So we're gonna go ahead and see if we can take this character out. One thing I noticed, another thing for feedback is that when the character blocks and they're hit, they fly back a little bit, kind of showing that the impact of the enemy attack is pretty heavy and that you actually blocked it. So it kind of pushes them back a little bit, which gives the character a little bit of breathing room as well, so they can come back and counter with another attack. But once the character is defeated, they drop a health that I just picked up that will give the character health. There's also a reward for defeating the character. You get more health back. So that's the practice level, right? So we went through the introduction, we went through the practice, and the next one is the mastery level. I created somewhat of a boss, a little bit bigger character over here. And as you can see, when you attack the boss, it takes a lot more hits from you as the player to defeat this boss. So you just kind of got to fight your way through the blocking and the attacking mechanics to defeat this boss. But once the boss is finally defeated, you can collect the health and then head out to the end. And that is the end of the level. So you can hit main menu, go to level select and IPM levels. And the next person that's going to be in the chain that created a different mechanic for this milestone is Jenny. So let's go ahead and hear from Jenny's mechanic. Thank you.